Hey everybody, I know I haven't created a video in a very long time, so I decided that I'd start doing that again. I've been just really busy, so I try to crank at least one every 2 days. But today I'm going to be showing you how to get a sunburst vector effect, which, as you can see in the sample picture right here, the background is the sunburst vector. It has the lines coming out from a smaller vertex out to the outer point of the image. Now, I'm going to show you the way that I learned how to do it. I'm sure there are other ways to do it, but the way that I do it is very easy, simple, and Photoshop beginners can understand it very easily. So, first we're going to go into Photoshop, and we're going to go to File and New. And of course, if I don't know about you guys, it's very good to work with high resolutions, such as 300. When you're working on your piece and you're zoomed in 100%, it may look pixelated, but when you actually save the image, it's going to condense down to its actual normal size, which is what the width and height is right here, and then it'll give a much better quality to your picture compared to if you had the resolution set at the default 72. So I'm going to work with a 2000 by 2000 canvas, excuse me. Transparent background always just makes everything a lot easier instead of having a white colored background. Now, gonna drag this off of here. Okay, now the first thing that you want to do is get concept for your ideas. Get everything going. Learn some other things about some vectors. Get some vector brushes. Um, just kind of play around with it. But if you're going to do a sunburst, what you're gonna need the most, I'd say, is the rectangular marquee tool. Believe it or not, because without it, well, no. You could use a few things, but this is the easiest way, obviously. So what you're going to do is you're going to create a horizontal line right down the side. And for the purposes of this, I'm going to use yellow and red due to their very opposite colors, I guess you could say, and very easy to distinguish from each other. That way you can see what I'm making here better. Now, you're going to fill that in with the yellow, or any color of your choosing, and then you're going to duplicate it and you're going to fill it in with red, and then you're going to move it right over perfectly next to the yellow. Then you're going to press Control E to merge them and Control J to duplicate again. Move that over. Control E, Control J. Move that over. And keep doing that until you get your whole canvas filled up with the horizontal lines going across the whole thing. And then once you've got that all figured out, you can merge it all into one layer. Now, depending on what you want your sunburst to be like. Now, if you notice on this one on the sample, the rays are very thin, and there are a lot of them. Now, if you want that, then you make these lines a lot thinner. But if you just want wider ones, then you make them bigger. It's simple. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to Filter, Distort, Polar Coordinates, and then you're gonna choose Rectangular to Polar, and then click OK. And there you go, you've got your sunburst. Really simple. Move it out to the center. If you use these corners right here, you can pretty much guess where the center is if you just compare the two, or compare all the corners. Um, you can add a few effects such as filter, distort, and then lens correction. And then you put down the vignette, and you put in the midpoint and click OK. And that just kind of adds like a light fade. You can also go in and then just add a whole bunch of white into the middle. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to reset my brushes. I have a little too many. A good thing to use when you're doing this is the brackets on your keyboard, because they size up brushes and then also put them down. So you can add something like that, change down the opacity, whatever you want to do. It's really up to you. Feather, etc., blur, whatever. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something today. It's just a really good thing to use with vectors. It's a good skill to know, especially if you're doing something else. I've used this many times, many times on personal projects and at school for photography and graphic design projects. I've used it many times. Um, it comes in real handy. It's really cool to experiment with when you add certain filters over them, and then you um, change the different layer styles, because you can get some really cool splatter effects on the lines and stuff like that. You can add some brushes. I actually used this effect right here for the Mountain Dew contest, for making the label, the green label Mountain Dew contest. I used this for both of my entries actually. A nice vector and paint splatter style. So just mess around with this, do whatever you need. I'll be making more tutorials. Subscribe if you like them, and thanks for watching.